Ooh, excuse me.
Just let me know.
I'll let you know.
Let me know at that time.
15 seconds. Oh, my tea is hot. Oh, God. All right, we're ready.
All right, welcome back to the Nub. I'm the Merce.
Hey, it's Felton.
And it's a totally different day. It's totally not recording another podcast back to back. We're not trying to give you guys as much content as you can stand all at once.
No, that would be too nice.
Yeah, it'd be just way too much. So last podcast, I had my embarrassing moments, my shitty conversation, as it were. So at the end of this podcast, it'll be Felton's turn to roll the D20, and we'll see where we go from there. So last podcast we talked about a contest for a coupon for 9.9 Comics. Best comment on that podcast would get 20% off, right?
Yes.
Yes. Are you actually rolling your dice right now?
No.
You were rolling your dice right now.
I wasn't.
It sounds like boulders crashing into each other.
I wasn't practicing.
Okay. So this time we're gonna do another giveaway for the people listening to this podcast, and guess what we're gonna do?
I'm not psychic. I can't possibly know, and you can't prove that I am.
Well, we are gonna do another best comment earns a 20% gift, 20% coupon, 20% off coupon to 9.9 Comics again.
Ooh.
So it's your second chance to win if you didn't win the first time. So, whatever we talk about in here, comment on it, make jokes about it, tell us what you don't like, what you do like.
Make memes.
Best comment. Yeah, make memes. Oh, that's fantastic. And best comment will win that coupon for 20% off. And 20% off at any kind of nerd store is actually a big friggin' discount. That's really worth it. So, and again, that's 9.9 Comics in Melbourne, Florida. And they especially if you're a collector, that's a great place to go to get your comics like graded and things like that. So real quick, I just want to talk about the DC Universe app. Okay.
Okay.
Have you had a chance to play with it yet?
No, because I have way too many subscriptions already, and I need to cancel a bunch of them.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest problems right now is all these subscription services. Well, apparently, I've got it on good authority that the DC Universe app is going to be going bye-bye. Warner Brothers wants to actually start their own service app, and I'm sure they're just going to fold in the content that was on the DC Universe app into that. Which kind of sucks if they get rid of the comic book part of it. I was actually kind of enjoying that part of it, but we'll see what happens there. So that's some news that's coming out here. It'll probably be coming out shortly when they announce the Warner Brothers app.
So for those of us uninitiated, does the app allow you to view like versions of the comic books on your phone?
Oh. Yeah, I apologize. It's the DC Universe app. You can read comic books on it. You can watch a lot of the DC comic book movies, like the original Batman, the animated movies, and then they have a lot of TV shows. Well, not a lot. They have a few TV shows on there. Like they have the Titans, which is absolutely terrible. They have Doom Patrol, which is hilarious, and Swamp Thing, which I thought was great, but they've already canceled it, which kind of sucks. So it's not a whole lot of content right now unless you really like to read comic books and stuff and you don't mind reading them online. Then that's it's a good service for that.
So to the Swamp Thing, they've recorded the first season and that's going to be it.
Yeah, which really, I mean, I've only seen the first couple episodes, but I loved it. But I'm probably biased because I'm a really big fan of Swamp Thing. Mm-hmm. I don't think Swamp Thing's ever really been given justice in the. There's a TV show back in the 90s, I think.
Yeah, I love that terrible. TV. Oh, I love that show. I watched that as a kid.
I watched it, but if you go back and watch it, it's absolutely terrible.
It doesn't stand up well. So what you could say is there's not a lot of justice for the green.
Pretty much.
Got him.
Okay. Got him. And one more thing because I know that there's a lot of things you want to talk about last time that we didn't get to. So, and we can actually go longer on this podcast if we need to for that. But I talked to Chris at Ready Set Game. I was in there. I was picking up. He was giving us a $25 gift certificate to do for one of our contest giveaways. So, keep your eye out on the Nub Facebook page for for our giveaways there. We've been giving away all kinds of stuff there. That'll be one of the things that we give away. But you know how we did that nerd meetup a couple years back?
Yes.
And then we haven't gone back to do it again because there's some issues with trying to get people there and people to remember the date and all that kind of stuff. Well, a lot of the nerd stores I've been talking to, they're really excited about doing some nerd meetups, some nub meetups, and they want to host and this, that, and the other thing. So we'll probably be starting those up again here soon, right? And probably try to do one every 3 months, something like that. Okay. Well, Chris came up with a great idea. Instead of calling them the nub meetups, call them the nub nerd tours.
Okay.
And it's like it's like we're touring that nerd store, and we see all the things they have to offer there. The nerd stores would give the nubs discounts on things. There'll be, of course, prizes to win. We'll have our little contests and stuff like we did the other one, where there was like the trivia and stuff that people really like doing, or the drawing competitions and stuff. We'll do all that stuff, but it'll be a good place to showcase that store, what's available there, and at the same time have a good time and get a nice discount and have a have a fun time earning prizes and stuff.
And let's not forget there was also pizza and donuts there.
Oh yeah, and that's the other thing too. And like Chris was like, oh yeah, I would buy food for it and stuff like that. So I'm sure the nerd stores would be more than happy to help with that kind of stuff too. And it was local businesses that were like all about like donating. Well, I shouldn't say local. It was Love Bugs was all about donating those donuts to us. I paid for the pizzas, but Love Bugs donated the donuts for us. So.
I absolutely love that though. I don't know why I've become this way as I've gotten older, but I absolutely love dealing with local people and small business. I feel like there's just so much more customer service. It's so much more of like an organic human experience,
Well, I think part of it is that so much of this stuff is disappearing, like all over the country. So many mom and pop places have shut down, and we don't have video stores and stuff. We don't have those places that we used to go on like a Friday or Saturday night to go pick up our entertainment.
Yeah.
So when we do have those things, especially nerd stores, we really need to support them. We need to keep them going. That's what the Nub's all about. The Nub's all about like building a strong nerd community.
Yeah.
So. We really got to get behind these local businesses and show them that we care about them being here.
Well, I feel like the local craftsman, like the local small business, like I've showed you my holster because I got a cowboy revolver, right? I spent weeks, if not months, going back and forth with the craftsman over at Renegers, Buzzard Works Leather, I believe it was, and the dude, I mean, he did a fantastic job making me this durable, like police-style cowboy drop holster for my revolver. And even though it took a couple of weeks, couple of months, it was amazing craftsmanship. And just, the experience, like, dealing with somebody locally was awesome. Yeah. I loved it.
If you'd bought that on Amazon, there'd have been a strong chance that it wouldn't have fit or wouldn't have fit properly or wouldn't have been exactly what you wanted.
Materials wouldn't have been as good,
Exactly. So I definitely support local business big time. I mean, it's become endangered in a lot of ways, but I think at least with the nerd stores, I do see like there's probably, and maybe it's just because of our local area, but I do see like a resurgence of people going to their local nerd stores to buy things and participate in events and stuff. So
I think that everybody's looking.
That continues.
Everybody's looking for just that little bit of a taste of the convention experience, when they're going to a local business. Like,
absolutely,
man, I gotta go and look at the pop figurines and pretend I'm at MegaCon.
Yeah, and like really get to know the owners and stuff and actually BS with them. I mean, that's one of the better parts too, is that all the nerd store owners that I've met in Brevard have been like really genuine and nice. I mean, save for one, which who shall not be named. But,
they've rebranded and now it's a whole new business. I think somebody else is running it. They have a bar. I mean, I actually had
it's a
plans
husband.
on checking it out.
It's a husband and wife. They're very nice people. It's Kingdom of Comics. It's really nice in that they do have the bar thing there. They do board games and stuff, not just the comic books. And I mean, we've only been in there once so far to introduce ourselves, me and Foxtail. But they were really nice, very genuine people. So I definitely suggest checking out Kingdom of Comics. It's was it Babcock, like near Palm Bay High School? Not too far
There's
from Palm Bay High
there's
School.
one there, and is there still a location up in Vieira, or is that closed?
Not that I'm aware of.
They moved right there, so
closed.
they're on Babcock now. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So we should go in there sometime, have like a beer and play some
comic
board
books,
games, Yeah. And
beer and
buy
board
comics.
games. Yeah, it sounds like a good idea.
Beer and board games. Yeah. All right. I'm sorry. So let's get into the video game news, my friend. What do we got?
All right. So something that I've been following for a while. Have you heard of this Google Stadia?
Is that the new way of playing video games and stuff like that, where you can download?
Yes.
All that,
well, you're not downloading
content?
it. So basically, the technology behind this, as I understand it, again, I'm not a very smart man. The Google Stadia,
but I know what love is.
But I know what gaming is. What it is, virtual sessions and virtualization has just exploded over the years. Obviously, businesses have driven the technology. So what Stadia has done is they've taken it to the next level, and allegedly, if you have a decent internet connection of so many megabits, you can run this virtual session off of this device, and you're connected to the Google Stadia server where your PC, your virtual computer for gaming, is there on this massive server farm with, infinite resources to run amazing quality video. That's the idea behind it.
They're planning on what from where I read, I believe they're planning on cutting deals with Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo.
Yeah. So you're going to be able to run any game on this virtualized console. Now, this has been tried for years. In the past, companies have failed fantastically. And there's actually a couple of companies. There's another one that's taken another step, and it's not just virtualization of games. It's entire desktop virtualization. So you now have a virtual computer that you can log into anywhere from any device, including your mobile phone. So you could potentially always access your files. It's that dream of having that, session from computer to computer to computer and not having to worry about losing your access device because, hey, if you lose your laptop, your files are safe, which, that is the future. I don't care what anybody says. That is going to be the future. And you know what? For better or worse, times are going to change. You're not going to see people, building. I mean, I still say there is always going to be building gaming PCs, but I believe that is going to die off into the fringe, in the future. So Stadia is about ready to kick it off, and we're going to see if this is going to be a viable gaming platform. Now, my curiosity is how are they going to virtualize virtual reality? Because that does require a lot more resource to render dual screen. So, there's a lot of considerations here, but hey, it's coming up. The only downfall, they're not going to cut you a deal on the game. They feel like your subscription fee plus the full cost of the game. So you're still going to be dropping $50-$60 for new games.
Well, hold on. From what I read, there will be a library of games though that when you pay for it'll actually be free to you buy the device and the service is free. Okay. Yeah. But if you pay for the premium service, that includes a library of games that you'll be able to play with the premium service. And then outside of that, you'll have to buy, other games that aren't included in that, that premium service at full price.
Yeah, that's what they're, yeah.
Right out the gate, if you buy their premium service, you'll have access to a library of games that they already have available. Wow, my voice got a crack there. I'm going through puberty again.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. But yeah, so that's what I understand. And of course, like you had mentioned, to take full advantage of this, you're going to have a very strong internet connection.
Yeah, you're going to have DSL.
Yeah.
Or some of those high speed internet connections. So
I mean, I'm just gonna go. I'm just straight up get myself a T1. Just
yeah, that's
straight
fine.
up.
Do it. Business T1. Next up is the Valve Index. They're threatening to just blow every other VR headset out of the water. They're offering
Really?
inside-out tracking, which some of the other headsets do. But these new Knuckles controllers look absolutely awesome. It's kind of the halfway point in between the Leap Motion and the Oculus Touch, where the sensors for the fingers are built into the controller. So the controller's strapped to your hand, and you grab objects by wrapping your hand around the Knuckles controller. So they kind of look like a kind of a monstrosity of the Oculus Touch. So it's a neat controller, and from what I've seen from the reviews, the guys at Rocket Jump Studio have been messing around with it a lot. I don't know if you remember them, Freddie Wong and those guys from YouTube back in the day. They've been heavy into like production and virtual reality stuff. They're actually making a game called Boneworks that's going to be coming out soon.
Well, let me ask you this: what's the price point on this?
So it's in pre-order right now. It is not going to be cheap. You're looking between, just for the Index controllers, for the Knuckles controllers, $279 just for the controllers, $499 for the headset, and you can get the whole bundle for $749. So,
but I'd imagine if you're serious about the VR gaming, that this is something that you're obviously going to want to get.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're into VR and you want the latest and greatest, I mean, there's no point in buying a Pimax because that's really gimmicky. I think Pimax, I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's really high resolution 4K screens, but you look like a hammerhead kaiju with this thing on your face because the damn thing, they strap two HD tablets to a VR headset, and although it looks great, there's a lot of issues with it.
What's the downside there? Because I totally want to look like a hammerhead kaiju.
Well, there you go. Drop some muns on that, and you can have it. But I think the Index is going to be, I don't know. I think it's going to be the next evolution in VR. I might not be buying the next Oculus. I was actually thinking about gifting this one to my niece and nephew so they could have something, and then picking up the Index, because that Best Buy credit card, no interest for a year. Come on now. That shit gets paid off quick.
When you say you were thinking of donating that to your niece and nephew, like Uncle Felton, I just wanted to point out that I was adopted by your sister. So
well, then you can go over at any time and use it.
Yes. Don't say that, because now I'm going to push your niece and nephew out.
Okay. They love it. Like when we went and did that, again, that thing at the Void, they were just like, they were beside themselves with excitement doing VR. And the only problem is my nephew is really excitable, and I can't have him punching my monitor or my TV or throwing one of the controllers into something, because he I don't know, last time he did it, he was like jumping up and down and just super excited. So So this time you give them to them to do at your sister's house, and then they can wreck whatever they want.
Yeah, exactly.
Do whatever you want. Perfect. I don't care at that point. Plus, you gotta have a lot of space, man. This ain't you gotta have a lot of room to do this stuff. So we'll see how it goes. I'm assuming that the pre-order price isn't gonna be as expensive, and I'm hoping to grab it on a sale. But the Index is going to probably be my next purchase. That's my Felton's recommendation for expensive peripherals that you absolutely don't need. The Valve Index. Those controllers, though, I think are what really make the difference with just the immersion. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 for immersion on those controllers. So
I gotta check this out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any other gaming news that you were dying and burning to?
No, just look out for that Stadia, and anybody that wants to jump in a game of Escape from Tarkov with me, let me know, because I'd never played it, and I got a bunch of equipment that I want to burn through, and then I can uninstall it.
Well, there you go. So hit him up in the comments. Tell him did you want to play with him. Ooh, phrasing. For gaming news for me, Final Fantasy VII, the remake 3.320. I am all about this. I've been watching this develop, and I am extremely excited. I mean, I know that they decreased Tifa's. I don't care about that. The only thing that it's kind of upsetting. I really wish they had included, like, for the combat. I wish they included like a way to go to the classic combat mode. Like it seems cool, the whole JRPG running around casting and that kind of thing, that they're doing for this one. But I really kind of wish that they had an option for those of us old school Final Fantasy VII players to have that, the traditional fighting mechanic. But I'm sure that would have been way too much.
The old Civil War type of fighting where you stand in a line and shoot at each other.
Exactly. Just take turns. Like, no, good sir. It's your turn to shoot me in the face. Yes, go ahead.
No, I wonder. I used to think about that. I'm like, historically, did the game developers did they really think that's how wars were fought or fights were done? Like, there were only historical references, standing in a line and shooting at each other. So that's what they did. Like, you guys,
makes perfect sense.
Guys, got to do guerrilla warfare. Come on now.
Every time I was in a fight in school, that's exactly how it worked. I got two of my friends, they got two of their friends.
And you take turns.
Somebody sat there with a stopwatch, and it was like, all right, David, your turn. Like, oh, fireball. I got
fireball. And meanwhile, you're just getting pummeled in the face.
Exactly.
God, I got
beat up a lot because apparently fireball doesn't mean anything to anybody else.
Yeah, they don't know that they're getting hit. So wait a minute though. Is that why you hate LARPing so much?
I don't want to get into that right now. You know what? You're gonna have to win your dice roll to get me to talk about that, all right?
You got traumatized. That's why when you went and played werewolf, you just all those memories came.
It was Vampire the Masquerade.
Oh, it was Vampire. I'm sorry. God, same thing. Come on.
The game that you're obsessed with on the computer there, all right?
Hey, God, don't get me started.
Oh, I saw this today. Apparently, Aladdin just passed Independence Day to become Will Smith's highest-grossing film ever.
Wow.
That was according to comicbook.com.
I want to give him a chance, because I really like Will Smith. I think a lot of him.
I have to tell you, I don't know if we've talked about this yet, but the first act of that movie is a shit show. It's just not good.
Oh, really?
The second act, though, once they introduce Will Smith, the whole movie changes. Will Smith absolutely kills it in this movie. He does his own version of the genie. He doesn't try to rip off Robin Williams. He's even got like a little bit of a hip hop feel to it. And once you get to see the genie and Aladdin interact, because I did not like Aladdin in the first act. Once he starts interacting with Genie, you fall in love with their relationship.
Well, he's the degenerate thief.
They have a very genuine bromance going on, and it's fantastic.
Oh, I feel like the genie the genie uplifts Aladdin, so I actually that makes me want to see it more. Like, because he's a degenerate thief, street urchin. I mean, yeah, he's got a dealt a bad hand, but I don't know. He's craphead. Genie makes him better.
Yeah, Genie. I'm telling you, Will Smith does a fantastic job in this movie, and the relationship between Aladdin and Jasmine, totally did not feel it. But the genie actually has a little side story here with the relationship, and it's genuine too. Like, you really actually feel his love story is better than the main love story. It's fantastic.
Well,
crazy.
That's Will Smith just carrying yet another film. I mean,
it's exactly what happened, unfortunately.
I hear that also, a lot too. Like, I don't know if you know about Shia LaBeouf, but apparently Will Smith has always been like dear friends with him. And I mean, Shia went to rehab and got clean, and now he's doing like an urban theater project where he's trying to do like theater outreach and in like poor communities out in like LA and stuff, which apparently he's doing really well these days, and I've always liked the guy. But to hear him talk about
I loved him in Even Stevens.
Oh, he's a regular guy, and I think that's why I relate to him so much. But to hear him talk about, in this last interview he did, I watched it, how like Will Smith has always like been there for him, and all the stuff. I'm like, God, that's so what a good dude, man. Like, Will Smith is so fucking awesome. Like, he's great.
Well, speaking of awesome stars from the 90s, Bill and Ted 3 starts filming on Monday. I'm extremely excited about that.
Amazing.
I friggin' cannot wait. I love those movies, man. I cannot wait to see this third installment. And then speaking about movies again, have you seen Close on Netflix yet?
No.
Oh my goodness. Let me tell you. Close is like a female John Wick. I mean, it is a great movie. It's got Nomi Rapace. She was in Bright. She plays like the evil elf chick.
Oh yeah,
She was also in What Happened to Monday. She plays like all the characters in there. So she's like a bodyguard in this movie, and she is phenomenal. Absolutely, like, strong but vulnerable. Just fantastic. She's acting alongside this girl, Sophie Nilesi, something like that. She's like this rich brat that has to be protected by Naomi, and it's even got the woman from Game of Thrones, the one who she's like the mother of these like hardcore assassin women.
Mother of Dragons?
No, not the mother of dragons. She's the mother of the assassins, basically. Her name's Indira Varma, something like that. And oh my god, they just do such a good job. It's a very strong female cast. It's just, I mean, there's guys in it obviously, but the females are the ones that carry this movie, and it was phenomenal. I highly recommend seeing that movie.
Okay, I'm going to check it out.
Oh, absolutely, I have to check that out.
Oh, also in Marvel news, obviously the re-release of Endgame, because it's been so long since it's been in theaters, so we've got to do a re-release of it, and it's I guess they got a couple extra scenes to kind of tie in Far From Home.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing though is saying it's really not worth going back to see the movie unless you just want to see the movie again in theater, which I do, so I probably will. But like the added bonus stuff really isn't that much, and it's not that imperative to the story or to Homecoming.
Well, I feel like from what I've read, from what people have said, not that I'm trying to be a spoiler, but it's nothing that you can't already see. It's just basically an extended scene from the Spider-Man trailer. Like there's like a second clip, and you see a moment, and it's I don't know.
Well,
still deciding.
There's an extended scene with Hulk in this movie too. But
is it not
what that is?
Okay, yeah, I've read about it. I'm kind of curious as to why they made that choice.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that. I'll let people see that on their own and let that get spoiled.
It's kind of weird spoiler alert territory.
Exactly, especially because we haven't actually seen it yet. So,
well, no, it's already out. The movie's already been out, and now we're hashing it out over extended scenes on a re-release of a movie that was just in theaters a few months ago. It's like, come on, Marvel, stop it!
All right, my friend. Well, I think it's that time.
Oh, you want me to do it?
You've got your Die of Destiny over there, right?
Okay. I don't have a poop story ready if I lose, but I've got a embarrassing story.
I'm sure you've got plenty of embarrassing stories.
All right, let me see. All right, what happens if I roll a 10?
Nothing.
Okay.
So you roll a 10?
What about... Okay, yeah, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to roll again until I get either a 1 or a 20?
No. This will just be the thing. We just, we keep going back and forth,
Oh, okay.
If we land on a 1 or we land on 20, then we have to. Then it becomes, that time to
compulsory. Okay. So what you're saying is it's a roll of the dice, is what you're saying.
Cricket.
I figured that's what you were doing. That was a bad pun. I'm sorry.
Yes. All right. Well, we are pretty much at the almost 30-minute mark.
Yep.
So I want to remind you guys again, on the last podcast and on this podcast, make a comment in the comment section, and our favorite comment will win a coupon to 9.9 Comics for 20% off. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're listening to this, well, I guess if it's past Sunday, then it doesn't matter. But we'll be doing just follow Facebook. We're going to be doing all kinds of competitions, contests, giveaways. Oh my goodness, I can't
competitions.
We're doing competition giveaways. You have to fight to the death, and then we give you stuff. No. We're
going to be doing all kinds
of giveaways.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
No, we could do like a gaming event where whoever quote unquote wins jumping in on the server or whatever game we're playing could, get a prize.
I actually like the sound of that too. So, keep your eye on the Nub Facebook page. We're gonna be doing a lot of giveaways. I got a lot of stuff we have a lot of stuff to give away. So, and we just keep doing it until we don't have stuff anymore. And as a matter of fact, we've actually got to go to Infinite Mushroom because they've got more stuff to give away too.
Oh my goodness.
And before I forget, more stuff to give away.
Yeah, before I forget, I'll leave a comment in the comment of the last video too. Let us know, either on Facebook or whatever. Maybe I'll even make it easier and start like a subgroup or like a group of people you can join if you're going to be going to Dragon Con this year. Because we definitely could do a meetup, and I guess I'll just bring this up every week, just so that the message gets out there. Because I think it would be really cool if we did like a Nerds United and Beyond meetup. While we're up there, we're probably going to be doing the Ghostbusters parade again. So that'll be.
I would absolutely love that. That'd be fantastic.
Now here's the question: Are you guys making progress on the Ghostbusters?
Nope.
You got a month. Hurry up.
I mean, you know what my life is like right now. So
yeah.
It's I got big dreams and little time.
Honestly, if you just bought those Spirit Halloween packs and the jumpsuits, all you got to do is iron on the Ghostbuster patch in your name tag.
And I think that's basically what we're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, you guys could just join up with us, and the three of us have, we could stand in front of you, so, like, they just don't see that you're missing the elbow pads and the belt and all the other accessories.
Exactly. All right, well, let's wrap this up since I kind of feel attacked now. So.
No, you're fine.
But, honestly, guys, like I said, leave some comments. Let us know how we're doing. If you don't like what we're talking about, if you don't think we're funny, if you just don't like the podcast at all, let us know.
You don't like the sound of my voice.
And then you can just go screw yourself.
Yeah.
And if you do love the podcast, like it, share it, tell people about it. Let's just get this thing building up, okay? We're also planning on doing guests and stuff eventually, so we'll get there. So for now, I'm the Merce.
It's Velton.
And we'll talk to you later.
Bye.